I mean, sure, there's a really good chance it did happen. Lots of funnies out there, but I don't know. This one just reeks of, I just made this shit up. And seriously, if there's ever a comment on Reddit that makes you curious, just go search through that account's comment history, and you'll be able to put some stuff together. What a beautiful photograph of white male privilege and entitlement sums up who rules our country. For 134 of the last 200 years, the head of the state of the United Kingdom has been a woman. Yeah! God dang it, I think people are forgetting that. I don't like the monarchy at all. I just don't know why it still exists at all. But wasn't the Queen like the longest reigning monarch ever? There's nothing wrong with making sure you're the only one who uses the toilet. Office workers are free to debate after padlocking their milk in the communal fridge. I mean, yeah, it's fine. Communal fridge doesn't mean whatever is in there becomes free game for anybody. Screw off. Oh no! Whatever little swine could have written a book like this. Misspellings. A little disappointed that I'm only in chapter 2. Words misspelled like story should be story. Odor. Odor. Realize, recognize, and memorize. How unfortunate that you overlook. I get discouraged when I read a book that has so many misspelled words. I wonder what this book was.
With Chewy Pharmacy, you get all your pet medications at low prices every day. High five. Chewy.
Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. Like the people who keep the city moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, dependability comes standard.
If you want a $15 minimum wage, don't complain when your Taco Bell order costs $38 for a burrito. Alright, well, the most expensive Taco Bell burrito in Washington, D.C., where the minimum wage is already $15, costs $3.79. Thanks, Jordan, for your incredible help on nothing, I guess. Also, a $15 minimum wage is garbage. Honestly, at this point, what is it? $29? $30, $31 an hour? There's going to be so many people out there that talk about minimum wage not needing to provide for people. A minimum wage isn't supposed to be survival. They have the Target receipts. No one cares if you don't want to shop at Target. Their management and sales numbers say differently. Seriously, Adam, you're on the protect the kids train when you chose drugs over yours how many times? You were literally convicted of malicious punishment to a child just over a year ago. How many times have you been detained? How many times did you put the kids in danger? Pretty sure a t-shirt is less dangerous than you when it comes to kids. Feels like the people that shout and scream the most about protecting children are the most dangerous people in the world when it comes to children. Teacher needs to go back to primary school. Hey, huh? Let's see. Marty ate 4/6 of his pizza, and Lewis ate 5/6 of his pizza. Marty ate more pizza than Lewis. How's this possible? Marty's pizza is bigger than Lewis's pizza. That is not possible, because 5/6 is greater than 4/6, so Lewis ate more. There's a lot of variables I'm not being given here. Did Marty order a large, medium, or small? And also, what size did Lewis order? You gotta think about these things, right? Anonymous cyber who were asking... Not her mother anymore. Homegirl, leaving. That's my girlfriend. I just preached my first sermon. She recorded it and wanted me to watch what she recorded. Thanks. It's just a perfect example of not minding your own in business and looking like a dumbass for it. Things to do to keep your man humble. Tell him his penis is fine or normal. Casually compare him to other men. Give one-word answers. Avoid eye contact and lean away. Lavish more attention on your dog than him. Tell him that you need a break from texting. Gonna do all these things to my girlfriend.
Everywhere.
You are hateful. No, Marie, you are. You're a terrible person, and what you just described is abuse, and you are gross. And I hope that you have to live with yourself only for a little while, because that's just mean. The guns don't kill people sure seem to think a book can make you gay. Yep, think about that one. Thinking you're the victim when you film yourself and your friends.
I love how it's got a full catapult.
TikToker who entered strangers' home to finish videos and made calls for his arrest. But like male doing these things, and that's why there's such an uproar on the internet. No, it's because you're being a fucking weirdo, dude. Literally anybody in the world could be doing what you're doing, and we would all be pretty disgusted and pissed off at them. So don't. Just don't do that, okay? Because I guarantee you, if should stop telling young people how to manage their money. I paid $310 for my first apartment. Based on inflation, it should go for $850 per month now, but the rent is $1,600. You can't personal finance your way out of greedy landlords and depressed wages. Thank you. This is incredible. China's testing its new autonomous electric train that does not need traditional tracks. It runs on a virtual track and can go everywhere. That's a bendy bus. I can't pick up my dog's prescription because I can't remember her date of birth. They won't tell me it because of patient privacy. She's a dog. She won't tell me it either. They have to know how stupid that rule is, right? It's a dog, okay? Patient privacy for a dog. That's bull. Just pay your student loan. My boomer boss today was talking about how she worked her ass off to graduate college with no debt. I asked her how much tuition was, and she said $750 a semester. You know, I read somewhere that boomers are being accepted into colleges again at $10 a credit hour. Why? There's a good chance that's also not true because I'm one of those guys that scrolls through, sees a headline, and goes, oh, which is really bad, by the way. Do not do that. Don't be a headline surfing dip like myself. It's not good, and you never learn anything. You just get outraged, and I guess that's kind of the point behind headlines. But if that is true, why? Why? I don't get it. Why should young people be straddled with debt that they'll never, ever, 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 ever be able to pay off, but old people get to go back to college for $2? This guy told his job he didn't want a birthday party because of his anxiety. Then they threw him one anyway, so he had a panic attack. They fired him for his behavior. He sued, and now they owe him $450,000. Good. I tell people all the time, look, if we're doing a birthday party or something, that's fine. But if you sing that f***ing song at me, if you put me on the spot and make me sit there and fidget while everyone stares at me and sings the song, I will be upset. I know that you care. I know that you're being nice, and you think I'm kidding, but I'm not. Do not do that to me. It's weird. I have always thought that past a certain age, everybody's singing happy birthday unless you're a person that likes it. That's totally fine. I've never met anybody that does, by the way. Always felt that it's weird. IT workers sue boss who marked problems with XX as she thought they were kisses. What? An IT worker sued for sexual harassment after her rich and powerful male boss marked parts of her email where he provided information with XX, which she thought were kisses. Karina Gasparova, project manager, also claimed Alexander never mind, use of question marks in the same message were code for asking her when she could be ready to engage in sexual acts. In a number of other innocent work-related incidents where she could find a sinister motive, Ms. Gasparova thought his renaming a file with his initials was an acronym for, okay, it feels like it's reaching, right? Like, what in the world? Mom shares colorful travel hack to keep toddlers quiet on flights, letting them destroy the aircraft. Okay, not destroy. You know what I mean. You know exactly what I'm saying, so... I mean, I don't know. The ink from the markers could seep in and absolutely destroy the entire plane. You never know. Well, think about the resale value. Huh, yeah, it got pretty cold. Had to pull out the windshield scraper this morning. I could have helped you. I appreciate it, but I'm so far away. It'd be quicker to just do it myself. Plus, you save some gas money. Okay. I was just trying to be nice. Well, yes, and I appreciate it. Thank you. I feel like you don't mean that. You never give me a chance at anything, whether it's scraping the ice off of your vehicle or taking you to dinner. I'm glad your fiancé died. That escalated artificially fast. What in the world is your problem? She really expected him to pay for her entire family? Woman stuck with $3,100 dinner bill after her blind date refused to pay for the 23 family members she brought along. There's no way a normal person would bring 23 family members to a blind date and then expect that person to foot the whole bill. Not gonna happen. You know what? Every single person there pays for their own bill, provided no kids came along with that. Imagine they didn't. Reasonableness. Marty ate 4/6 of his pizza, and Luis ate 5/6 of his pizza. Marty ate more pizza than Lewis. Who cares? How is that possible? Marty's pizza is bigger than Lewis's pizza. That is not possible, because 5/6 is greater than 4/6, so Lewis ate more. Okay, I'm so glad I don't do school anymore. What are Florida ounces? I don't think think much of this when I lived in Florida, or didn't rather. Many products were labeled in Florida ounces. But now that I live in another state, I'm surprised to see products still labeled with Florida ounces. I looked up Florida ounces but couldn't find much information about them. Google doesn't know how to convert them to regular ounces. FLOZ. That stands for fluid ounces, not Florida. Oh, oh, that's awesome. I love that realization. Oh, okay. Yeah, don't worry. This is going to be a defining moment for you as a human being. After my mom died, I found hundreds of receipts from the many
Holy.
Robertson and Creflo Dollar with prayers for me to have a better life. Single mom working months, give from the little she had with small glimmers of hope. I won't mourn. Yeah, I don't know many people that did, or are, or were planning to. Evil is evil. That's all there is to it in this particular case. Guess what? No one is going to change the climate. It's freaking nature. Get over it. Ever get really sick? Don't go to the doctor. Just die. It's the freaking nature. Get over it. Oh, I hate people. Crying at your wedding is gay now, fellas. There's a trend, and I think I've only seen it in the last 5 to 6 years, of grown men crying when they see their bride walk down the aisle. I have to say it's extremely gay. Men shouldn't cry at such things. It should be reserved for more extreme moments. You know, like pain or death. I'm gonna be honest with you. Shut the hell up. That's my honesty. Just shut up. You know, I hope that your husband does not cry at the sight of you walking down the aisle one day, because that would mean he's gay. Now, I hope that they don't show you that intense love, because it seems like you kind of don't deserve it right now. For 4 years, I've received insane notes and threats from Trumpers who believe I work for the New York Times. I don't. I never have. But in various bios, it says New York Times best-selling author, and they cannot tell the difference. How pathetic is that? Wait. They see that you're a New York Times best-selling author, and they think that you work for the New York Times? Oh, wow. There really is no helping some of these people. Realizing that my landlord is living my paycheck to my paycheck. It's insane. One time I sent rent later in the evening on the 1st, and he complained because the bank overdrafted him on his mortgage payment.
Raising wants to join.
With the water in your body. Free your gut to free your mood. We play different. We don't play games out here.
It's time to leave the old, clunky filing cabinets behind. With Fleet software, you can access all your vehicle information immediately. View the inspection history for a vehicle. Set up automatic notifications so you know when vehicles are due for maintenance. And run reports to track costs and utilization. Go to Fleetio.com to join Fleetio in the fight against filing cabinets.
The hell? I'm the main breadwinner in my landlord's family. Yeah? That doesn't seem... Dude, at that point... there's nothing I can really say. I don't know. That is incredibly awful that we're now just... We're here. This is where we've arrived. I'm confused how he's homeless but has a working cell phone. You're confused how a home costs more than a phone? Is this your first day on Earth? Dude, I love it when people create goalposts, so to speak, or requirements, or move the bar around for what constitutes what being homeless is. When being homeless means you don't have a home, right? But you have to meet all these other standards. You're not supposed to have a cell phone. Why do you not stink? You look a little clean. Were you able to shower? You don't seem homeless to me. You know what? It's just gross. Quit continuing to dehumanize homeless people more and more. It's getting weird that it's becoming more and more normalized, especially with Gen X. I don't know what it is about you Gen Xers, but you're violently disgusting towards homeless people, and it's really unique to you guys. I divorced my dying husband. He wallowed in self-pity and killed my vibe. Till near death do us part. A woman has opened up about why she divorced her dying husband, saying his 5-year cancer battle took a toll on their marriage as he wallowed in self-pity. Wow. 5 years. 5 years. You're... whatever. Zuckerberg. No, I can't go on a rant about this one because I will actually just ruin my own day. I've confirmed that Mark Zuckerberg is serious about fighting Elon Musk and is now waiting on the details, if Musk decides to follow through. The story speaks for itself, a Meta spokesperson says. Zuck's Instagram post saying, "Send me location. Vegas Octagon." Oh yeah, and didn't Elon actually back out like 2 days later saying his mommy didn't want him to do it? Elon's mommy had to step in and tell him not to fight, because to be fair, while I don't like billionaires, and I certainly don't like Mark Zuckerberg, the dude does train. The dude has won tournaments, hasn't he? That dude would absolutely brick Elon Musk in 5 seconds. One who works out and keeps himself in good shape, the other does that to a significantly lesser degree. Yeah, really funny, bro. The man who threw the phone at Bebe, I don't know, admits he was purposefully trying to hit her because he thought it would be funny. He's since been charged with 2 counts of assault and 1 count of harassment. Oh, and 1 count of aggravated harassment. Oh, and 1 count of attempted assault, according to Rolling Stone. Haha, so funny, bro. Let me give somebody a black eye. And yeah, that's a hell of a black eye. You're a fucking loser. A complete loser. Protect your bloodline. Posting straight up racism on the timeline. Woohoo, yep, cool, isn't that neat? This is wild, or a wild labor violation case. Anyway, a California restaurant had someone impersonate a priest and hear workers' confessions. Then the restaurant used that information to retaliate against workers. I hope that restaurant got immediately shut down. But if this is in the United States, oh, California, that's technically in the United States, right? Well, you know, here, no one really gets punished when they absolutely need to be punished, and I mean properly. This sounds more like an inspirational quote to me. Satan doesn't whisper, "Believe in me." He whispers, "Believe in yourself." This is supposed to be an ad for Jesus, but it makes Satan seem frickin' rad as hell. Yeah, I don't see what the thought process was here. Because that does put Satan in a much nicer light than he normally is, I mean. Of course, Satan's the bad guy. My family member is adamant this is real. Okay. More Trump heroism that's being willfully ignored by the mainstream media. Wow, it's so funny how not Trump's body that is. It's insane. That is not even close to his body. No, I'm sorry. If you fall for this, yikes. So I was coaching a basketball camp this week, and I asked a kid what his name was, and he goes, "Whitney." I was like, okay, I guess. We're in Austin, so not shocking. Anyway, I called this child Eat for 3 days. Turns out he had a speech impediment, and his name is Reed. Yes. Something that you could have clarified immediately. Like, I'm sorry, if someone tells me their name is Reed, I'm going to repeat it back and go, did you say Reed? And then, maybe have room to explain, you know? So that one is completely on you. Millennials are causing a baby bust. They aren't having enough kids to keep the U.S. population at the replacement level. That's because rent is $1,500 and jobs are paying $12 an hour. And in a lot of places, even lower. I have no basis for this other than an image I saw online somewhere, but I'm pretty sure there's only 3 or 4 states where a regular minimum wage job full-time can get you a 2-bedroom apartment. And I don't want to hear anybody saying, 2-bedroom? Wow, someone's needing a lot more than they actually do need. Yeah, get the out of here with that. The rich versus the poor. I have not looked into this probably as much as I should, and I'll be honest, if what is happening on the right is what I'm assuming is happening, then that's just going to ruin my goddamn week, month, year even. OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush email exchange with submersible operations expert Rob McCallum. Alright, well, let's see if we can get to the bottom of this. You're wanting to use a prototype unclassed technology in a very hostile place. As much as I appreciate entrepreneurship and innovation, you're potentially putting an entire industry at risk. I know that our engineering-focused, innovative approach, as opposed to an existing standards compliance-focused design process, flies in the face of the submersible orthodoxy. But that is the nature of innovation. I've grown tired of industry players who try to use a safety argument to stop innovation and new entrants from entering their small existing market. Since Guillermo and I started OceanGate, we've heard the baseless cries of "you're going to kill someone" way too often. I take this as a serious personal insult. What I think you're potentially placing yourself and your clients in a dangerous dynamic. Ironically, in your race to Titanic, you're mirroring the famous catch cry, "She is unsinkable." Having dived to the Titanic and having stood in a coroner's court as a technical expert, it would be remiss of me not to bring this to your attention. The dude definitely understood. He knew. He absolutely knew that he was sort of mirroring a certain captain of a certain ship that he was taking people to go see, in terms of, yeah, full speed ahead, dude. The Roman Catholic Church has launched an inquiry after 2 nuns came back from their missionary trips pregnant. Ooh boy, we could have a long conversation about certain things, but we're not going to do that here today. We're going to move on so I don't lose my freaking mind. I'm only 19 and I pay for my own car insurance, bills, and have my own place. Y'all 20 plus still living off your parents. You live in Indiana. Your total cost per month is probably $2 and a sack of corn. Yeah? Try doing that in LA, or San Francisco, or Denver, or really any major city. The bitter almond tree was banned in America in 1995 because it's the highest source of B17, which prevents and treats cancer. Still trust your government? This isn't true at all. They aren't banned. The sale is regulated because they contain a fairly high level of cyanide. Also, please don't use George Carlin for your dick memes, okay? Don't attribute stuff to him that shouldn't be, at all. Sure, he would have been critical of the government, but he wouldn't have been this stupid in any of his arguments, for sure. Pretty sure no one else thinks that's what kinda salty means. I was walking through Target in the kids section when my daughter found this sweatshirt. Not knowing what it meant, she wanted to get it because of the color. I explained how it's inappropriate. Thanks to Target, I'm having to explain to a child, way too young, about phrases having to do with this. No thank you. I cut up my Target cards and will never take my kids to a store that grooms children. Damn. You're a goddamn moron, aren't you? You're insanely stupid. The weird, baseless garbage about what Target is and was selling is so insane. They're coming for LGBTQ+. They're trying to eradicate us. They know that's what they're doing, and they know they don't have to try and be honest about anything. They can say the wildest crap about us, and their base will have absolutely nothing to say in retort. They'll just go, yep, that's right. My girlfriend's rejection email. You can't make this up. Oh boy. All right, well, let's strap in here. Dear blank, we want to thank you for the time you've invested in our interview process for the legal corporate analyst position at blank and blank blank. On behalf of the whole hiring team, we appreciate it. Oh boy. We interviewed a lot of highly qualified candidates for this role, and while we were very impressed with your experience and qualifications, we've decided to move forward with another candidate. We understand this is not the reply you were hoping for. It was not an easy decision to make. Our team really enjoyed getting to know you. We really appreciate your say something personal about the candidate. What did you like about them? Why did we interview them? Do we want to consider them for future roles? I hope you'll stay in touch and no. I hope you don't consider me for future roles, because clearly I'm not a person to you. Goodbye. Not invited often, I guess. Question. My 17 daughter, who is homeschooled, is active in church, and professes to be a Christian, has a friend that is a lesbian. Her friend is graduating from public school this week and wants my daughter to attend. My daughter is thinking she needs to be there for her friend. My husband and I do not want her to attend, but it appears she will go. What do we do? You shut the f*** up and realize that your daughter's about to be an adult you don't get to control anymore. About a person canceling her Uber mid-ride so she doesn't have to pay the driver. What? She literally canceled the ride so he wouldn't get paid. That was an attempted fraud. No, you can cancel the ride. That's fine and acceptable. Don't freaking drop the person off in a weird location, though. That person is still a customer. That's his fault for not noticing. Everyone's making up that she scammed him. Pardon me? What? Ooh, dude, don't you even? They deadass used Getty Images photo of a shark and cropped it onto their poster. The DCEU is a freaking joke. That's what stock photos are for. Did you think they actually photographed a dude chilling with sharks? Oh my god, I love that so much. It's so embarrassing. What is the alternative? That they spend $1 million finding some sharks and photographing them themselves? No. They buy the stock images. Because that makes frickin' sense. Because someone already took photos of sharks for them. That's a win-win. Jesus, how long did she live to? Is she still alive? Let's see. Born in 1980, died in 1968. minus 1968. 80 minus 60. Wow, that's not how that works at all, my dude. What the hell? Scoop, the Wisconsin pharmacist believes the Earth is flat and the sky is actually a shield put up by the government to prevent individuals from seeing God. Yeah. If you actually peel back the sky, God's massive galactic scale face just kind of appears. And, he's right. He's got a point. Who needs a survey? People no longer believe working hard will lead to a better life, survey shows. Yeah, that survey is like a tax write-off for some cheap company out there, I guarantee it. We did not need a survey to know that. What are you gonna do? Kill them? Kim Jong-un banned suicide after numbers skyrocketed. Yeah, that seems a little odd. I'm not sure how they're going to enforce that. Oh, he did it. Well, put a ticket on his body. Naruto, I don't think so. I have an interview for a job tomorrow, and the supervisor texted me. Is this Montana? No, this is Patrick. JK, yeah, it's me. Who's this? Dominique from Dr. Reddy's office. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, this is Montana. To be fair, it's totally fine and normal, at least in my opinion, to be a little smarty boy when someone just out of nowhere, you have no idea who they are, text you. Is this whoever? No, this is Patrick. No, I'm just kidding with you. Come on, that's fine. It's over, guys. Musk versus Zuck cage fight is canceled by Musk's mommy. Yep, I said so. The fight's been canceled. Elon Musk's mother pulls the plug on Dana White's UFC plan for her son and Mark Zuckerberg. Oh, thanks, Mommy. Dude, honestly, though, I'm sure he's psyched as hell he didn't have to embarrass himself. Oh, right, well, he did have his mom stop it. Maybe he's still kind of embarrassed. So who's gonna tell him? Tampons should not be free. Why does everyone keep saying they should be? If you can't control your bladder, then that's not the taxpayer's problem. Pay for your own tampons if you can't hold it until you get to a toilet. I don't urinate everywhere and expect free nappies. Ryan, I hope to the highest level of heaven and the deepest pits of hell that you are making an incredible joke, But you did double down. You did 2 tweets. You didn't just do the one, you did 2. So in this case, I don't think that my prayers are being answered by any god of this world. Ryan, I hope to Christ that you can gain some proper education from someone. It's just anyone. Anyone. I don't know who it is. They should sit you down and explain gently that you're dumb. My daughter was just offered a teaching position at $16.25 per hour. She has a master's in education. That's $32,800 annually. No wonder they can't find good teachers. She was making $55,000 a year as a bartender. Our priorities are messed up. Yeah, it's despicable. In no world should a bartender, not to say that bartenders don't deserve good pay, because everybody deserves good pay, but in no universe should a teacher make almost not enough to live, or in a lot of cases, nothing. Nothing. They have to rely so much on so many other things, dude. God. My mom went to a private school network so that she could make a lot more. Got her master's degree as well, and she got a good raise. But if she were still on the public side of things, not really. No, it's terrible. $32,000 a year is, for a master's, it's nothing. I'm sorry. Especially because teachers have to buy all sorts of stuff on their own. Totally paying $250 worth of their stuff. At least to my knowledge, that's what they're tapped out at nowadays. Meanwhile, a YouTuber can claim and deduct anything they put or make in a video. Anything. I can make a video about the car I just bought, throw it up on my YouTube channel, and boom! I'm good to frickin' go. That is how unrestricted it is for someone who's self-employed like that versus a teacher. I don't think that's right. So ABC News has suggested that parents put something important in the back seat to help them not forget their kids are in the car. Put something important in the back seat. Something important. You put your child in the back seat, and they're recommending that you put something important in the back seat with the child. Wow. Look, everybody's had a slip of the brain a couple of times in their lives, okay? But that, oh my God. I think the biggest problem for me is the fact he don't understand Old Town Road is every kid's anthem. Children love him for that record, so they tuned in and subscribed to his channels. With no disclaimer, oh, I know what you're talking about. I literally sing about lean and adultery in Old Town Road. You decided to let your child listen, blame yourself. Yep. Sorry, no no, that didn't do You're just a moron. The Civil War wasn't about slavery until the Union started losing. Lincoln needed to gain the support of the Northerners somehow, so he made a political move to include slavery. Otherwise, the people would have forced Lincoln to stop the unpopular war. Many Southern generals couldn't have cared less about slavery or fighting for it. Fact. Excuse me? Fact? So I'm taking it you have a degree in history with a focus on American history during that time period? Because I do, and that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. If a 16-year-old wanted to adopt a child, the government wouldn't allow it. She isn't done with her education, she can't financially support herself, and she isn't a legal adult. But if she gets pregnant, the government can ban her from getting an abortion. How is that logical? There are incredibly stupid age gates in very, very weird areas all over the place. You want to go to war and die? And you're 18? Sure, dude, come on in. You want a beer? Go f yourself. You're not 21 yet, you little... Twitty, the user, doesn't seem happy to learn that James Cameron is, as a matter of fact, a noted submarine expert. Titanic director James Cameron on the catastrophic implosion of the Titan submersible. I'm struck by the similarity of the Titanic disaster itself, where the captain was repeatedly warned about ice ahead of his ship, and yet he steamed ahead full speed into an ice field. Noted submarine expert James Cameron has literally dived to the Titanic on multiple occasions, made the highest grossing movie ever about the Titanic, built his own freaking submarine, that works, and most notably, for our purposes, did not get turned into human salsa by his own invention. Are you his publicist? Yeah, nice try at deflection, gay lumberjack, but James Cameron has spent more time on the Titanic than the captain of the Titanic. He has been to the lowest point on Earth with the submarine that he designed that cost $10 million and is made out of the correct material. Again, not expired garbage, okay? The man actually, surprisingly enough, does know exactly what he's talking about, and probably more than you will ever know about diving and exploring the ocean. Under a post where British King's Guard passed out in the sun. Does he think that the British Army actually still go into combat dressed like that? An army so stupid they couldn't come up with a summer uniform in 400 years. No wonder they've lost every war, and the only wars they've won, they needed help from Americans. This man is so stupid it hurts. Every other day he seems to outdo himself with his... Are you kidding me? Do you actually think that that's what they've been wearing? Also, do you think that they're just constantly at war? It's a dress code thing, bro. Chill the hell out. Cleaner, annoyed with beeping sound, switches off the lab freezer in the United States and causes $1 million of damage. Annoyed by an incessant beeping sound, a cleaner at a U.S. private research institute allegedly flipped a switch that stopped the noise, but also shut off the storage freezer, destroying significant scientific work. In a lawsuit against the cleaning firm, the university said this cost the lab at least $1 million in damages and wiped out 25 years of research. Holy actual The freezer held cell cultures and other samples. Oh, wow. Oh my god. Who cares if the beeping annoys you? That's not what you're there to fix. You are there to clean. You do not get to turn things on and off because it annoys you. Are you insane? My sister started 8th grade and it's all on Zoom. And today she got in trouble because she got up to get water during class. And she's getting yelled at. Or as she's getting yelled at, excuse me, she looks at me and says, how's this bitch gonna tell me I can't get water in my own house? Yeah, I have always despised it being normalized. I understand it to a certain degree, but I've always hated how it's kind of semi-normalized and okay to ingrain in people that going to the bathroom is something you need to ask permission for. Getting water is something you need to ask permission for. Again, teacher has to be able to corral the kids and all that fun stuff, but by the time you get to high school, I should be able to get up and go to the bathroom or go get some water without you thinking something strange. Because when you get to college, you raise your hand and ask to go to the bathroom after 12 years of doing so, roughly speaking, possibly longer, they're gonna think you're a goddamn idiot. I don't understand past a certain point why they do that. Excuse me, you don't need water. You. Yes, I do. It's how we live. If you make it to the Olympics, you have far more work ethic than anyone criticizing your work on Facebook. I've never been more proud of my country. Teen Olympian overslept, lost coat, said on TV, and won the United States' first gold of 2018. Overslept. That sums up the work ethic of the entire generation. How many gold medals do you and your cat have? Go knit some cat mittens, Deborah. I cannot believe that she looked at this and thought, yeah, I'll make a joke about the entire generation being lazy. This kid overslept, still made it, and still won a gold medal. So who cares if he overslept? It just makes the story cooler. So yeah, go knit some cat mittens, Deborah. So is no one going to talk about how one of Hollywood's biggest stars has impregnated a literal 29-year-old teenager? A what? No. And pull that one back for me and play it again. What did you just say? A literal 29-year-old teenager? Dude, we're going to get to a point where a 50-year-old is a child, aren't we? Like, it's getting ridiculous, man. She's a 29-year-old grown-ass woman. Sure, the age difference is crazy. He's like 83 years old. I understand. But they're two consenting people. So mind your own mother of friggin' business. How about that? Just chill out. I think the worst part about this is this kid's gonna get to know his father in his 90s. And hey, if he's still around by the time this kid graduates high school, he's gonna be like 145 years old, alright? And that'll be kind of impressive. How Ukraine's dam collapse could become the country's Chernobyl. Hold on. Hold the phone. It could become their what? Where do you think Chernobyl is? There's no way. There is no way in hell. I refuse to believe that Time posted this. What do you mean? It could become Ukraine's Chernobyl? Kind of like Chernobyl. Oh my God. What an absolutely ridiculous thing to say. One could argue that China's continued use of symbols instead of an alphabet is a sign that it's not evolved past a very primitive form of communication, one which the West rejected thousands of years ago. Interesting. One might argue this difference in language makes the West more flexible in thought and deed than China can ever be. Catherine, you're an absolute moron, a buffoon, a goofball, if you will. Stop saying things because it's only going to make you angrier and more embarrassed. I promise you, this old lady came to the bank I work at to withdraw $10. I told her that for withdrawals less than $100, she has to use the ATM. So she asked to withdraw 1,000 and $10 bills. It sucked, but I counted it out and handed her the money. She took $10, gave me $990, and said, "Can you deposit this for me?" That right there is as maliciously compliant as it can possibly get. Okay, not true. It can always get way crazier. But for the love of God, what kind of a dumb frickin' rule is that? What? I have to use the ATM? No. Give me my $10, please. What? I graduated from law school 6 years ago with $250,000 of student loan debt. But after years of hard work,
What?
tens of thousands of dollars in payments, I can officially say I now owe $315,000. Hooray! Now, something's got to give. Something is absolutely going to break. Like, it has to break at some point. $315,000? So this guy just has a mortgage that constantly goes up forever, and there's nothing that can be done about it for 6 years. And what's buying a home going to be like? Basically, the price of your home is double or triple depending on what you did because of this loan. Oh my God. How is it not predatory that paying tens of thousands of dollars towards a loan amount results in the loan increasing? Dude, what are we going to do about this? Mr. Beast reveals he was invited to ride the Titanic submarine, but declined it. Implosion dodged. Didn't this result in a bunch of people clowning on him because this implied that he sent the message rather than him being invited like he said? Or am I reading it incorrectly? All I know is people were making fun of him a little bit over this. Kind of scary that I could have been on it. I don't think you were going to be on it. Attacks may be put on violent video games to help prevent school shootings. Oh, look, the government found a way to profit off of school massacres. Took them a while. I know, surprising, isn't it? Progressive males are not men. They move and gesticulate like women. The hand-over-mouth gesture is one example. Physically repulsive. Conservatives get offended by the weirdest shit. Imagine masculinity so fragile, you can't touch your own face. Yeah, at this point, they want everything to seem like a female trait. And have you ever noticed that they always dehumanize the feminine traits, period? So they just think women aren't human. People seem to brush past that a lot. It's less about calling every man gay for covering their mouth or doing this or doing that. It's also about the weird implications of femininity being not a human f***ing trait. Law enforcement source: 19 officers fired into UPS truck. Could exceed 200 rounds. Thank God the cops opened fire and killed the 2 suspects, the hostage, and a random passerby. Or the bad guys would have gotten away with some insured jewelry in their easily identified, super slow-moving UPS truck that was already being GPS tracked and had a helicopter following it. Cool. Everybody gets executed. That way, nothing can escape. My pregnant wife is seriously considering getting divorced, so she'll qualify for Medicaid to pay for the birth, and I can afford insurance for myself. I'm not even joking. I don't understand. I genuinely don't understand how it can get this bad. We all know that it is this bad. It is ruining millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of lives. It's damn near impossible to be able to take care of yourself because of this, and literally nothing can be done about it. Absolutely zero solutions whatsoever, because an old guy is afraid that he's paying for somebody else's health care, which he already f***ing does through, you guessed it, private insurance. He's just paying more and still paying for other people's crap. I don't get any of this, dude. It's insane. I just want people to be f***ing taken care of. How is that too much to ask? I don't get it. I just read the news that the Titan submersible was crushed by sea pressure, and it all sounds logical until we start thinking that at that depth the submarine was in also live fish like these in the photo. What? Flesh echoes. How can it be that a fish made of human flesh like us can survive, and instead a submarine made of iron does not withstand the pressure when the fish do? Suspicious, right? What are they hiding from us? Well, okay, for one thing, that's a narwhal. I love them. For another thing, fish are not made of human flesh. What the hell are you talking about? And another thing, it was not made of iron. It was made with shelf-expired second-hand carbon fiber from Boeing. So, no, it was an incredibly arrogant piece of machinery built by a man who was killed by his own rule-breaking hubris. Just big-headedness all the way, and he got other people killed for it. So please, stop. When you go to a gender-neutral bathroom and get mad for being treated like an equal, I used a gender-neutral bathroom today, and 2 men came in while I was washing my hands. Man number 1 didn't care and used the bathroom in front of me. What do you mean in front of you? Man number 2 waited outside the bathroom until I left after seeing me inside. I thanked man number 2 for respecting my privacy. I felt so violated. Man number 1 treated you as an equal in a gender-neutral bathroom. Man number 2 treated you like a woman. I don't know which one you want as treatment, but both treated you with respect and neither violated you. Now, here's what I'm imagining, and I'm kind of confused. When I think gender-neutral bathroom, I'm thinking it's a bathroom for one person at a time. You know, you open the door, you lock the door behind you. Is that what this was? Was it like a single occupancy, single person bathroom that a bunch of people were trying to use together? Because look, if so, and you didn't lock the door and you just went into this single person bathroom and people started walking in, yeah, the guy that walked in and pissed or whatever he did, that's a little strange. But if this was just an open, gender neutral, multiple occupancy restroom, yeah, I don't get it. It's all very, I hate it here.
It's nice out. You want to help me build something? Sure. Okay. I like a round. I like a monkey. I freaked a monkey. Oh, yes, it's already getting terrible. Someone lost a dumb child today, and she asked me if I'd seen him, and I said, yeah, he should be in vegetable aisle. And she thought I was being a C and yelled at me a bit, but that's where he actually was, and she apologized profusely, which was great because I was being a C and it was just pure luck that he was with the rest of the vegetables. Fortnite player is buying thousands of acres of forest to stop it from being cut down. I forgive you. Next movie. Next movie is to kidnap 100 kids and hand job to men. Ready? Stop it, boys. Would you rather poop 1,000 gallons of mayonnaise or a single Chinese throwing star? All I can think of is freaking me. Are you okay? Like mentally, this man's on a whole other IQ spectrum, bro. I've never seen a pregnant Chinese woman. That's because they lay eggs. This is gonna crack me up the entire time. I just want anyone watching to know. This entire time I'm gonna be laughing. The Teletubbies, baby. Then and now. She was hotter back then. My neighbors are screaming like they're dying. Should I call the cops? No. They probably screwing. They're children. They're probably screwing. What is the IRL equivalent of coming back to a level 1 dungeon as a level 100 character? Fighting your elementary school bully's child.
Hey, Kevin, yeah, it's Damien. Let me ask you something. Is your son home? You're gonna punch that little puke in the face.
Instead of paying $200 a month on cable, buy a plane ticket. Go see what you're watching. What plane goes to Bikini Bottom? Malaysia Flight 370, if I remember correctly. Police officer distracts little girl as father dies in car accident. You see that orphanage over there? Call that home now. Most dogs probably die as virgins. Not on my watch. You sick. I just don't understand how this happened. But here's a picture of a lemon from my backyard. Oh my god! What the ever-loving hell? When life gives you lemons, make sacrifices. Moan louder every time. Moan louder every time the cashier scans one of your items. Please do not do this. I should start doing that every time I scan, because I work as a cashier. So I should just flip this around and scan their items and moan louder every time I scan one. Thinking about that, dude. Vaccines are a disgusting evil to society that cause mental and physical deformities. That's why I'm a proud anti-vax mother of 5 beautiful children. Edit. 4 beautiful children. Edit. 3 beautiful children. People who are offended when I breastfeed in public need to STF. I just read to the last. Oh my god. People who are offended when I breastfeed in public need to STFU. What I'm doing is natural and strengthens the bond between me and my dog. Shrek turns 18 today. Wait, Shrek wasn't legal? Oh god, I'm going to jail. Oh god, oh frick. Consider punishment as a child for the reward as an adult? Death. What are some signs that girls who boys would be like them that are obvious to girls but totally not obvious to boys? Aggressively masturbating beside them. Wait, so my grandma likes me? Enough Reddit for today. Parents of Reddit, could you tell when your child lost their virginity? What gave it away? Dog started walking weird. Imagine seeing your newborn. So wrapped. Excuse me, what the hell? Just want to sit on his lap and feel it get hard. Leave them all sitting so long. I just found out this is how the X-ray small children and I can't stop laughing. Will it blend? Oh no, will it? Will it blend? This dude dead-ass crying because the teacher yelled at him. This is high school, bro. What if he's just loading the gun? Oh my god. I'm so glad they removed the nut from Honey Chew. Now you gotta head your own. Hey, look out! I'm Youth Master. Time to add your own nut to your teeth. This shouldn't be killing me. Oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack. If I die during a voiceover, do I still get the money for that? If my table banging laugh gets included, I want you all to know. As much as I wish I could say, no, it's fabricated. It's not. Dude, my heart is bumping out of my chest. That was the funniest thing I've read so far. Showed this to my buddy with epilepsy. Apparently he liked it so much he canceled on the floor, lol. Montgomery County Jail, 2.9 star review. We have a 1-star review here from Ida Spooky. I got stabbed 7 times in the span of 1 year. Well, it happens. If PewDiePie had his own G Fuel flavor, what would it be? Well, Dolan Dark weighs in on this topic, but come, perfect shirt for being in public. Property of my girlfriend. Property of my boyfriend. Yeah, you fool. I now have access to your boyfriend's nipples free of charge. Those milk makers are all mine, B. Gonna time travel back to the Middle Ages so I can have some fun eating wormy gruel and hopefully top off the entire experience by getting stabbed in the stomach over a dispute about a couple of coins. You could do all that in New Jersey. Sounds dope. Sex ed teachers have read it. What is the oddest question you have gotten during sex ed? During my 9th grade sex ed class, our teacher explained that urine is sterile until sperm. A student then asked that if he finishes in a girl but proceeds to pee inside her after, would that be considered safe sex? The teacher looked at him and says, if you can find a girl who lets you do that, go for it. That's called flooding the cave. It is an ancient move I learned in Siberia. Me, post-Barrett, and Blue House me. Literally anyone who has a faint memory of the show. I remember when he used to sniff the screen. I'd press my butt up against it and he told me that he could smell cornflakes. Don't do that to Bear. Don't do that to Bear. It's my favorite show as a kid. I was a Gerber baby for crying out loud. 32
That has to be the most stupidest question I've ever been asked.
Slept like a French soldier who didn't get his mask on in time. You can see his butt cheeks. 8 seconds in. Lord, forgive me for what I'm about to do. Go to town, bro. Go to town. Forbidden Salade. Non-China. Black imagines the world where only black people have superpowers. There was this German guy one time that imagined a super race of humans also. Raccoons can fit through holes 4 inches long. They can stretch up to 8. So raccoons can literally get inside your butthole. Don't underestimate the power of raccoons. Frickin' endgame spoiler. Why do Bigfoot hunters try to lure him with a mating call? Do they have a game plan for if a squad comes running towards them out of the woods full tilt with a raging boner? What the hell do you think the point of finding Bigfoot is? It ain't the cat, it ain't the document him. Well, it's when a drop trail and have Bigfoot come over, stick his 9-inch wiener in means that they have a good old time fooling around in the woods. When he pulls up his breeches leaves and I go away a happy man, I found Bigfoot. Bigfoot's real, he tried to eat my ass. If a boy turns into a girl for a day, not sure if you're gonna milk your boobs too much or finger in your vagina many times. Washington, filthy mind. There are over 7 billion people in the world. What's one thing you think nobody is doing right now? Sitting bound and gagged in my basement. Yep, absolutely no one doing that at this point in time. No, sir. So you can all stop your comments about it. There is absolutely not a single human being trapped inside of my basement right this instant as we speak. As I'm recording this right reading for you right now, there is not a single man trapped in my basement. Could you move on to the next post, please? 32 minutes of soothing, relaxing, meditating World War I sounds for studying and thinking. Played this to my grandpa, and he loved it so much he just got out of his chair and started dancing with his back on the floor. You're put into a room with all the men/women you dreamed of having sex with, and they're all confused. What do you tell them? It's gonna be a weird family meeting. It's 2:30 a.m. and I'm in the men's bathroom and someone was in another stall and I started blaring the Thomas the Tank Engine theme and I literally heard them stop peeing out of fear. How do you know it was fear and not arousal? Nickelodeon dips its toes in the hotel business. I stayed there once. There was a rotting squirrel carcass in the pool. Some kids were crying when I told them it was the real Sandy. If all jobs have the same salary, what job will you take? Pencil sharpener? Food critic? Horse masturbator? What in the literal frick? A friend got mad at me for smelling his sister's underwear. I don't know if it was because she was I don't really know the rest of the story. The only thing that could save the Sonic movie is a large amount of full penetrative sex scenes. Use the Sonic movie. That's a butthole joke. Kids, if you ever do Johnny Testicle. Guess who's first?
home. That's all I should say. I'm in the face of this whole thing.
You would start the family, you would have to Have you ever bent overseas and thrown out a tampon? That's all family's version of painful. Would you rather change gender every time you sneeze and not be able to tell the difference between a woman and a baby? Best party trick ever, eating a live baby without expression? SpongeBob, me boy, SpongeBob, me boy, you ruptured me intestines with that massive I can't even read it, dude. SpongeBob, me boy, you ruptured me intestines with that massive Thanks for writing this. I'm gonna go kill myself now. I've been distant ketamine. I'm going to die. The average teacher in the United States makes $58,353 a year. This is a disgrace. Under my administration, we will bump that up to $69,420 a year. Hell yeah, Ace Watkins. He's got my vote. Calendar Prez for 2020, baby. Today, the student debt crisis reached $1,654. Wait, that's trillion. Holy. Today, the student debt crisis reached $1,654,792,448,855. Just made a payment, so it should have dropped by $275. Crisis averted. He stopped student debt. They'll be writing Simon's name in the streets. 275 Simon will be his name. Ed Sheeran got sick of his neighbors moaning, so he just bought their houses.